How do you stand out from the crowd when your posts are not getting in front of your people? So, a friend of mine, Jay Kingman, who runs a branding agency, was saying how he did an experiment last week and he posted out an article on Instagram and it got 5 views, and he's got a lot more viewers than that, and it reached only 5 people, and he put the same article on LinkedIn and it got over 1,000 views. And some of these platforms are limiting the posts. So how are we supposed to reach our people? The people that have chosen to follow us are not seeing our posts. So how are we supposed to stand out from the crowd when we're putting all this work into social media and it's just not getting us anywhere? That's what I want to talk about today. It's really infuriating, isn't it? Especially when you spend all that time nurturing, pouring content onto social media platforms to look at the results and know that these platforms have so much control. It's one of the big reasons that I have set up my community off social media, in fact, because Facebook groups, sadly, are controlling too much of what people can see. So we were putting posts into our community and our group weren't seeing it. And also Facebook were deleting my audio, telling me that I was infringing copyright when I wasn't. They were my own words. So I have some, real big issues with social media, as do most people. There are some definitely pros and cons, and I don't think that we need to run away from social media just yet. It is in my long-term plan, though, of how, I'm really setting the intention now of thinking in 3 to 5 years, how can I have United Artspace running so that it's not 100% reliant on social media, which it is right now. And I don't know the answers. These are things that I'm asking the questions of right now, and we're putting things into place behind the scenes so that we are removing ourselves being completely reliant on social media, because it's a dangerous place to be, in my opinion. That's just my opinion based on my business and what I'm doing. And so I am working behind the scenes on how we're going to start bringing ourselves away from just social media. The things that I do love about social media are that I can sit and talk to thousands of people from around the world. And when we run our Make Art Your Living workshops, thank you, Facebook and YouTube and Instagram, because it helps me connect my message and my teachings and the workshops, and we can do it together and we can have fun together. That part, I absolutely adore that. And I really, really am grateful for that. But when it comes to then using your social media on a regular basis, with the height of activity going on, it makes it very difficult now to post and be seen. And that can be so frustrating. And especially when you feel that you're putting such a big amount of time into content creation and to nurturing, and it's just not getting seen. And so I wanted to talk a little bit today in terms of what you can do and what you can start to implement to stand out from the crowd. This term, stand out from the crowd, I want to use that as the basis of what we talk about, because I'm going to talk about this in 2 parts. So the first part, standing out from the crowd, standing out on social media or whatever it is, wherever you are putting yourself. How do I stand out so that people take notice of what I'm saying, what I'm doing, what I'm creating? That's ultimately what we're saying. How do I, sit here, stand here, put myself here, and people just don't walk past me? They're going to actually come over and go, "Oh, hi, what are you doing?" Whether that's virtually, in person. And there's a few ways that you can do that. Now, the first way, because it's like peeling layers off an onion, the first way is visually, aesthetically, hook wise. So what I mean by this is, on the surface, so I'm coming across you and I don't know anything about you, but you've hooked me in some way. And that might be visually, it might be through the hook, as in a headline. You might grab my attention that way. And this, to give an example, we had a member inside our community for a long time, Evelyn Day, and she is a chocolate artist. And Evelyn created amazing chocolate artworks that were like incredibly intricate. Taj Mahal designed intricate sculptures made from chocolate, showstoppers, jaw droppers, like, oh my gosh, how on earth did you do that? And that is an incredible example of stopping people in their tracks. So it might be something that you put out there visually that's upside down the wrong way. It disrupts the brain. It's something that stops us to go, oh my gosh, what is that? Or how did you make that? Or wow, or ooh. This is where the term there's no such thing as bad marketing comes from, because sometimes people put things out there to disrupt, to throw people, to you know, even if it's a bad thing, it starts to bring attention to that brand, and they're doing it. It might be a negative thing, but it's getting people to talk, and it's bringing people back to the people that initiated the conversation. Your art doesn't have to be happy, it doesn't have to be nice. It can make people go, oh gosh. It doesn't have to be the pretty artwork that goes on the wall. It can make people feel disturbed, it can make people feel angry. And so that's one way, is to really think about the ways that you can stop people. And it can be in a visual way. You can use graphics, you can use things that are out of the ordinary, only if it's comfortable for you. It has to be natural for you to do this, but it can be playful, and you can have a go at doing this. Maybe create a post, and you don't even need to post it out into the world, but maybe think to yourself, if I was going to be wacky or a bit crazy, a bit fun, a bit out there, how would I do that? And just ask yourself the question, and maybe just have a go at creating a quick artwork, a quick post, a photograph, something visual that you wouldn't usually do, and just sit with it for a while. You don't have to post it, but it's just getting used to this, thinking about ways that you can adapt your creativity to just do something a bit bonkers that would make people stop and go, oh my gosh, what is that? And then usually, that what is that would lead into whatever it is that you're doing, that is the work that you're selling or putting out there. But sometimes just having that showstopper is a way of literally stopping people in their feed or stopping people in their tracks. The other way is through the hook. So there's the visual way, and then there's also the written way. So you might come up with a headline that just stops people. It could be just something alarming. It might just be something that resonates right now. It's thinking of ways that just, again, stop people and stand out from the crowd. I say that loosely because sometimes I think we put pressure on ourselves to be in a room of people that we just don't know, and to just everyone swarm towards us, and we must stand out from this elusive crowd. Like, what is this crowd that we speak of? And that's the next part I want to talk about, is what is this, who is this crowd? And this usually is part of the problem, in that people don't often know, who are you trying to attract? Who is this elusive crowd that you want to stand in front of and attract? Who are you trying to speak to? And so that part is really important. That's what I want to talk about in the Make Art Your Living workshops. This is what I live and breathe, is starting to really understand this world you want to cultivate, this crowd that you want to attract. Who are they? What is your purpose? What are you trying to do here? And being intentional about the people that you want to attract. Who are you speaking to? When you start to know that and understand that, that is what brings this to life. And so this standing out from the crowd, I'm a big believer in create your own crowd. That's what you need to do. You need to create your own crowd, and then you'll stand in front of them because you created it. So again, this is what I want to talk about in the workshop, is you creating your own crowd. And there are ways that you can do that. And we will go more in depth when we do the Make Art Your Living workshops in how you do this. But a few ways of connecting with people, especially right now on social media where things are busy, where you're putting a post out and it's just not getting seen, is relationships, talking to people, nurturing relationships. I bang on about this and I will bang on about it. I'll carry on banging on about it for the next 10 years. But the relationships that you build with other people and connect with in terms of your artwork, in terms of your mission, your values, what it is that you're doing, and being very intentional about that and who you need in your world and who you want in your world to be able to elevate you towards what it is that you want to do, the people that really get you, the people that have the connections. This is what this is it. This is the crowd. This is the crowd that you want to stand out in front of. And the best way to do that right now, because it's expensive to market, it's very time consuming to keep networking on social media and to keep commenting and to keep doing all the things. It's possible, but it's time consuming and it's expensive. So the best way to do it without paying or spending loads and loads of time is accessing people who have access to your people, getting on other people's platforms, collaborating with other people. That is the best way right now to get in front of your crowd, or to even create and nurture and cultivate your own crowd. So that's what we're going to be talking about in the workshops. So excited. So I will see you there. If you want to join us, the link is around here to sign up. And yeah, that's something to think about this week, is how you stand out from the crowd. Take care, and I'll see you next week.